Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction with my older brother, Benjamin. I invited him a couple of weeks ago to do a couple of reactions. You guys really enjoyed the dynamic between the two of us, so I thought, why not bring him back? And this time around, we'll be doing a reaction to Within Temptation, the song The Purge. Now, I've done already one reaction, and I was kind of mixed about it. I didn't like the Exhibit was there rapping and all that kind of stuff. But actually, my brother came away in the comments a little bit more positive than I was. Saying that it wasn't bad and there was some potential, some melodic potential. I don't know if you remember it.
Right, I said that it was a good hook for somebody who wants to check out the band and explore it more.
So apparently everybody's telling me it's really good. This band has a lot of, is kind of known in the community, so let's jump.
This song is better than the one we heard,
yeah,
supposedly.
Yeah, it's more representative of what this band
and it's
is
a music video, not just a song.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, official music video.
I don't expect any Star Imperial cruisers to show up in the video, but let's see for some kind of like sci-fi vibes and themes going on there, right?
The Purge, we'll see.
Let's see.
I do have to say it's better than the one I heard before, but the positive things I can say about it, I really like her voice. I do like her voice. She has a nice tone to her voice. She sings well. Right. I haven't seen no kind of where this band is coming from. It's a kind of it's a more accessible symphonic kind of power metal band with a lot of electronics. The elements here are nice, simple, to the point. Not necessarily something I'd pick out of a box.
I'm still getting into the song. I'm not in that mode where I'm measuring it against the previous stuff that I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm just listening purely on what it is. And the first thing that once again draws my attention to this band is her performance, her vocals. The synth sound is very well integrated into this particular song. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't clash with the song. It's very organic, and I do enjoy the simple music video, but the one that paints a picture, like it has a tone to it, it's telling some kind of a story, and particularly the lighting on her.
I was just gonna say,
the lighting is very dramatic.
Even on the band members, it looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think you're right. It's very early to judge, obviously, what the song is about.
Let's keep going.
By the way, guys, the difference between my brother and I tend to be more logical, and you tend to be a little bit. He's a lot more emotion-based.
Jim Kirk, Spock, guys, simplistic.
Basically.
I like the background guitars there.
I was just gonna say I like that switch up. It was a nice switch up.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit on the poppier side, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that. It's for saying I thought of bands like Nightwish or Sonata Arctica, bands who are extremely accessible. Who's anybody into rock music or even pop music? It's a very easy transition for this band. But for me, at least, being into metal as long as we've been, I tend to lean on the extreme side. I've said this many times in the channel. I tend to lean on the extreme side of metal. Even within this genre of symphonic, I think I would call it symphonic. I prefer Symphony X. I prefer Blind Guardian. I prefer Epica, actually, to this. But for example, I do like this band more than Sonata Arctica. I know you're not very familiar with that band.
I mean, I've heard some of that, Sonata Arctica or, Avantasia, or what are the bigger ones?
Avantasia, wow.
Yeah, I like this more. What I would categorize this song structure, the way that like they tuned up their guitars, it's a simple composition that just simply works. She has, I can't identify a specific school of acting that she went through, but her voice is clearly trained. And you hear in a lot of popular bands where vocalists are very well trained and they know how to raise that pitch, but they don't elicit emotion. She does. That's what I enjoy about her performance. I enjoy the song from the standpoint that it knows exactly what it wants to be. It has a clear voice to the song, and particularly to this band. Maybe if I check out the whole album, I'll get a more uniform feeling what they're about.
I also would say, in terms of their music, again, despite me being upfront with the fact that I say this is not something I'd pick out of a hat. For example, this band, with their guitars as well, there's a lot more emotion in their playing than other counterparts in this genre that I've seen, where it's like it seems either very mechanical or they're, as musicians, haven't unlocked that particular part of themselves. They're very mechanically or guitar in terms of skills gifted, but they're not very gifted at portraying some emotion. And I believe her when she's singing,
playing the guitar and composing a piece that people react to are two different things.
My biggest example is Yngwie Malmsteen. Phenomenal guitarist, boring as hell to listen to.
That's a matter of repeating. Let's go.
Will you like him?
Let's keep rolling. I like his epic stand. Like superhero. Oh wow.
I do have to say the thing that pulls me away, it seems to repeat the main riff and bridge and a chorus and bridge many times.
Yeah, I remember Total Request Live back in the day where they would introduce a whole slew of these younger bands that were trying to pick up the trail of obviously the rock legends, and they would do oftentimes like the famous POD song where they basically took one melody from Iron Maiden's Trooper and turned it into an entire song.
I think that might have been Papa Roach?
Papa Roach or POD, one of those bands.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think this is like Evanescence level kind of a band.
I would say Evanescence I remember picking up from their second or third album, maybe even the first album, I don't remember, but the most popular
I remember you liked it,
Yeah, and I would say in their early career, they were more refined than this.
Yeah, there's some, for me, in this particular band, is I can totally see why somebody likes this and why somebody would listen to this. But to me, like, for example, I also don't want to pretend and lie to people and say, like, oh, yeah, I'm totally digging this.
It's blowing your mind.
Yeah. I think by the end of the song, I would have zero interest. Honestly speaking, guys, I would have zero interest to check out another song. It just didn't. For example, I listened to Violence. I showed you. I had the review album. I listened to that song. I was walking around the house banging my head because it just had me in the moment. And this particular song, I'm just like, okay, I mean, I can appreciate on a logical level, but beyond that, for me, there's nothing. Whereas I think you might be connecting a little bit more.
At the end of the day, it's your kind of music or it's not. No amount of breaking it down logically or looking into it too deeply will convince you. Your first gut reaction to something is the most sincere one.
I don't agree. I've been
Well, the way then I'm speaking.
I've been turned around on Meshuggah. I've become a Meshuggah fan by being a little stubborn, and actually listening to people give me recommendations, which is why I would check out more songs from this band, because you can't make up a mind with 2 songs.
Of course,
I don't think so.
That's not fair. Yeah,
yeah, that's not fair. Let's finish up this then we'll have our closing statements. The music video is nice, so which is a nice change of pace.
So here's what I think. I think she is absolutely the star of the show.
Agreed.
She is acting well. She's a good performer in front of the screen. She's not faking it. She doesn't look like she's doing these trained kind of antics that you see front men and women try to repeat on stage, and they try to one-up each other, like all of these like very recognizable signature moves.
Like gimmicky moves.
Gimmicky moves, yeah. She's very natural. She has a beautiful voice. I would say that this song serves 2 purposes. A, it's a good introduction to a band. And B, it's a type of song that it's very easy to dismiss for somebody like myself who has been listening to metal for 30 plus years. My brother and I would basically call these bands Mickey Mouse bands. And not to demean them. It's an inside family joke that we call them, meaning that once you've heard a range of bands within a certain genre that are the titans of genre, the German bands. After I listened to power metal band like Gravedigger, it's very, very tough to move to something else and say, well, yeah, this is just as good. No, there's very few bands like Gravedigger, at least for me personally. And when you listen to this band, there is enough of a powerful voice merged with this tone, this kind of atmosphere, this mood that the background music sets up, that alerts my mind and say, well, okay, it's not the greatest piece that I've heard, but what else? What's the next chapter? You want to flip the next page and keep exploring.
And I can't make a judgment on if there's more to this band as you suggested. And in terms of Mickey Mouse bands, it's also, I think the way I've always looked at it is like Disney. Yeah. You know what to expect from it. It's the known. And I think I've gotten to a point where I've gotten really interested in finding something that's a little bit off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And this is kind of not particularly it. Also, I have to say, like I've mentioned before, it's just a little bit on the softer side. So if it was maybe more heavy elements in there.
We'll have a third metalhead in here.
Yeah, we'll have our cat. She wants attention, so she's kind of trying to get into the shot.
No, but would you agree that, let's say, I always put myself in the position of a person who's trying to check out metal for the first time, regardless of their age group. Or you could be a 13-year-old. I just yesterday I saw a video reaction where somebody's reacting to Metallica for the first time. The gentleman is 40 years old in Britain, and he has no clue what Metallica is. He's responding to a music video one. So for a person like this, coming from their standpoint, checking out a music video like this, they would say, oh wow, I potentially could be like saying, oh wow, she's good looking, she has good voice, there's something cool happening music-wise. Hey, what else? Can I buy the whole album and check them out? I could easily see that. They have the potential.
What I'm trying to say is I always come from this channel from my perspective.
Right.
I try to be understanding of others.
Right,
but
you're not trying to channel what everybody else
exactly, because just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
You know, it's always a matter of opinion.
Do you score songs? What would you give it? Like,
I don't score songs. I found it to be a dumber thing, like a dumb thing to do. Even score albums when I review them, is because it's such a subjective thing. Right. I can only express my feelings and opinion, and if you happen to come from the same place or agree with me, that's where we could stop. Like on that point, I'm not going to try to convince you that you should buy it.
Can I score it?
By all means.
I'm watching the Star Wars, the Ewok cartoon show, and I try to rate every episode at the end. So this song would be somewhere in a C minus for me.
C minus?
Yeah, like it's okay. Again, I have such a vast experience listening to power metal, and I'm like, okay, all right.
It's also important to be, for somebody who's been into music for a long time, not to be jaded. And I've caught myself being jaded.
Yeah.
I've caught myself many times, and
we do that.
Proven wrong. actually, and it's that nice to be proven wrong. But on that note, guys, I would also like to hear from you your opinions about this band and this song, and what do you think of this kind of band overall? I
would like to hear what you guys think on the video production end of it, because that's also part of the whole piece.
Awesome.
Tell us what you think about it visually.
And by the way, guys, if there's any Star Wars fans here watching this channel now, and you're interested in Star Wars shows, reviews, interviews, or even just overall news about the Star Wars universe, especially books, guys, check out my brother's channel, Star Wars Timeline.
Star Wars Timeline. Thank you, guys. We'll see you there. Keep it metal.
Take care, you guys.